distractions that it may bring. Let's talk about how being in a relationship, sometimes when you're in a relationship, it's hard to balance being a couple and having friends. Mm-hmm. Like, for me, I've come across in my years of having girlfriends who don't know how to get a new boyfriend, and I don't see him. Like, it's like, girl, you can still have girls' night. Like, seriously. You don't got to spend every 24 hours with the boyfriend. You have to know, in any relationship, friendship, relationship, there has to be a balance. How do you all maintain a balance, a healthy balance, so that your girlfriends or your guy friends aren't feeling like, okay, you got this new girl, you got your new boo, mm-hmm. and all of a sudden you can't go out, you can't have guys night, you can't have girls night. How do you all do?
I think that's relative. Yeah, I would like to say that you just got to have your boundaries. Like, yeah, okay, I got guy friends or whatever, but I got a girl, and my girl is handling needs that guys can't. So I'm gonna put my girl before anything, but I'm also put my boys. I'm gonna have them right next to me too. But I got to make time for everything. But I'm gonna make time for my girl, because me and my girl are gonna do things that just have relationships and stuff that we have that blossoms more than the guys. But I'm also have my guys there, so it's just a balance, pretty much.
But I also encourage him, to hang out with his friends. Partly because he's a father too, mm-hmm. and so you're wearing two hats already, mm-hmm. and so you need a break from being a dad mm-hmm. and dealing with me. And so I understand that. So anytime you get to go hang out with your friends, go do that, and mm-hmm. especially because we're not from around here, and so you don't have friends like that up here. So anytime you get, I'm for it. I know you're not doing that crazy. So. Yeah. So go ahead.
Because you have to be able to trust it. There shouldn't have to be in your eyesight 24/7. That's crazy. There has to be a balance. You have to have a healthy relationship with your girlfriends and your guy friends. There needs to be able to be a time where you should be able to go have drinks with your friends and not have to take your man. Right. Because listen, I'm going to be blown if I tell you I'm somewhere, every time we go somewhere, we having girls night, then your man show up. It's like,
but I think it's a combination.
You can't come no.
You got to also figure out, like, for me, like, my friends were going through a phase because I'm the only one who's in a relationship out of my female friends. So
anyone in a really married?
No.
Just had a baby?
Oh, no, that's Jeremy's friend.
From school? Okay, go ahead.
She just threw off my train of thought. I know what I'm saying. Because they want to do single girl things. Yeah. So it was just like, I have to establish that boundary with them. It's just like, I feel it. I know you want to dip and do it. I know you want to go to the club and be seen. I know you want to do single girl things, but I'm not single. So I can't do single girl things. I can root from the sidelines. Right. I'm all here for you, but we have to switch up the type of activities that we do, because I can't be out and about thoughting and trotting with you because I have somebody that I'm responsible for, like who's holding me responsible for what I'm doing. So I think for us, it was trying for, at least for me, it was a matter of like having that conversation with my friends and being like, I don't want to go to the club. I don't want to go to the club every weekend. Can we go to brunch? Like, can we just do brunch? Like, can we go to lunch? Can we go to happy hour after work? I had a long day. Let's just catch this $5 margarita. Stuff like that. But as far as like Jeremy, he smokes cigars. So I encourage him to go hang out with his friends and go smoke cigars so I can watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians in peace by myself, have my own little Gabbie time. I can do whatever. I can binge watch HGTV or whatever like show it is that I want to do. So while he's gone too. But like, I think like Eddie and Cortney were saying, it's about having a balance for sure. But also recognizing like you have to tell your friends like, I'm in a relationship. This person they are a priority. So we have to have like, you have to understand it's like a give and take.
Yeah.
I think for my situation, me personally, my friends are in relationships, so I don't necessarily have that issue when it comes to like friends not understanding or being understanding to the fact that you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I think when you dabble with it, like being in a relationship and having single friends and them wanting to do the single things that you once did, to get in a relationship, because we all had to do it to get into a relationship.
Yeah.
I think it's just when you come to that situation where you're saying to your friends, I'm in a relationship, this is the person I'm trying to be with, long term, short term, whatever it might be. I think they have to understand and say and respect that.
Yeah.
And when they don't, that's when they start to become for lack of better words, basically the enemy in a sense. Because like you're trying to
enemy.
I mean, because you don't want your friends to feel like they need to compete with your significant other.
You don't want to compete. You shouldn't have to.
Like they shouldn't. That shouldn't be.
No, there should never be a competition. Yeah. So you should always be able to make time for your friends.
Right.
Yeah,
and your relationship.
I think like understanding like our relationship. I think anybody that's in a relationship knows you have a schedule. Mm-hmm. Like you go to work, you do whatever you do, whatever the activities you do. Like you know that schedule and what that looks like. Friends should also know your schedule in a certain way. So it's like. In some weird ways, I feel like the friends that Gabbie had or has, like, would know her schedule and say, like, all right, I know what they're about to do. I'm going to just say, like, hey, let's go chill out right now.
Yeah.
Let's go chill. And it's just like, nah, I don't know. Yeah. That's not chilling time. And so, I mean, I always encourage Gabbie to have time with her friends because I don't want her always just, like butting heads with me or if we're arguing or something like that, like, go have fun. But I think when it comes down to it, it's just like most of the time, like her friends would just like insert themselves. And it's just like, it's always like a competition. Like who's going to spend the most time? Who's going to do the most fun thing? And it's just like, that's not what it should be. It should be each other working together in this relationship. Not necessarily like
against each other.
Yeah.
But we got a good rhythm now. We got a good little battle rhythm now. So it's just like they were saying, like you have to find your schedule and find your time and then like say, all right, cool, like this is, or like, so Jeremy comes to some of my friends' stuff and I go to some of his, but if it's an established like, all right, so we about to go smoke, I'm like, all right, so that's code for this is a guy's night.
I think that's
all right, cool. I'm gonna stay home or I'm gonna go over somebody else's house or I'll be like, so I'm about to go have wine with one of my friends, and then I'll go have, like, that's code for this is a girl's night, so you can't come, and then vice versa. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where I think all relationships are really the key thing is communication.
Yeah.
At its finest. Like, as long as you're communicating, like, even if we're at work and something sprung up, like, oh, it's a rough day, you talk to your friend about it, they want to have drinks, that's something that just has to be communicated in the relationship first. It's not like, oh, I'm coming home, we are already planned for dinner. Like, maybe it might be Friday, stir Friday, and all of a sudden you had a bad day at work, you talk to your friends, now you're going out with your friends. Like,
I feel like you should still be able to do that, though.
But if it's no communication, like...
I mean, you should be able to communicate that to your... I think even in a relationship, if your friend, if like just say for instance, and this is just my firm belief, honestly, if I'm having plans with my man and I see my man all the time and one of my girlfriends are having a bad day and they need me as a friend, then my man needs to understand, and I shouldn't have to go into any details about what my girlfriend is going through because I don't believe in pillow talk at all, because what my secrets are my secrets, and if I'm telling them to Gabbie, they're not to be told to Jeremy. It not to justify it in any kind of way. She shouldn't have to share her friend's secrets with Jeremy to make you feel better.
I'm
not saying that. I'm just saying in as a whole. I think that if Cortney's having a bad day and Gabbie has stir Friday playing with Jeremy, then Jeremy should be able to understand that Gabbie should be able to have to say, hey, babe, whatever y'all call each other. Cortney's having a bad day, Jer. Cortney's having a bad day. And I need to switch up the plans a little bit. I need to go meet with her have her drink.
And
so it should.
But I think the point what Jeremy was getting at is you just have to communicate that.
You
can't be like, hey, like
I'm out with
such
Cortney.
and such.
I'm out with Cortney,
right?
And we kiki in a car,
right?
Like, oh, she had a bad day at work,
but we had plans. What you doing?
Right?
Like I'm sitting here, went to the grocery store. You got all the stir fry stuff out.
I think you should still make the stir fry something because when I get home, I'm gonna be hungry.
No, that's not how it's going.
No, it should be as long as I communicate with you.
But I'm saying,
so as soon as Cortney called me. Because let me tell you, having a best friend means everything. And Gabbie knows how I feel about friendship. And that's why I was writing the book. Because not everyone understands that dynamics between a friendship, in between two friends. And it has to be strong. And it is strong. And it doesn't matter if you have a husband. It doesn't matter if you have a boyfriend. It doesn't matter if you have a relationship. If I call you, and I'm not saying aside from, you have going out of town or something like that, there has to be times when you can break some plans for your girlfriend who's in need or for your guy friend who needs you. There has to be that bonding. There has to be, it can't just be, oh, I'm in a relationship. Yes, you are in a relationship. You're in two relationships. When you're a best friend, you're in two relationships.
Yeah.
A friendship is just as much work as a relationship is, and you have to respect them the same. And on some level, there needs to still be not the same because they're man is your man. I'm saying that holds priority, but I'm saying at the same time, your friendships should still hold some kind of sacredness to you in that relationship should be sacred. And I just had a bad day. My girlfriend had my best friend had an appointment. She pushed her appointment back, and this is business. Because it came straight over. No questions asked. I don't ever have to wonder what I tell her if it's going to be discussed with her husband.
But that's what you're doing a deep
dive.
No,
that is deep. You can't say deep dive. This is still a part of the conversation.
I think that we are for like, yes, having a strong friendship is important. But as for like us being in relationships, like it is legitimately about finding a balance and having that conversation with your friends so you know what it is like. What y'all friendship, because your friendship has to evolve, because it is a relationship, so that relationship has to evolve with you and as you get older. So if I'm now I'm not just dating to be dating, like Cortney was saying earlier, right. We're dating with a purpose. So my friendship needs to evolve with the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. So I think it's. I
guess my point was just like you just have to have a balance, and you have to respect each other's balances. Yeah. When it comes to a friendship and a relationship, they're both relationships in some sense. Is what I'm saying.
I think you make a point. And I think just having the background knowledge, having a true best friend, and understanding that's when you dabble with that husband, boyfriend, best friend kind of like line. But when you're talking about friends, like loosely. That's a whole different time.
Right, you just use the word loosely, right?
And you're saying, I'm just saying, this is my best friend because I knew her for 10 years.
No, because knowing somebody for 10 years don't make them a best friend.
There we go. Right. So that's what I'm saying. So like, I think for your situation that you bring up, like having a legit best friend that's been there through thick and thin, like divorces, boyfriends, girlfriends,
what y'all call them? Tree boxing. Tree boxing.
Hanging in the tree.
AKA a little drive-by.
Slashing ties, like all those kind of things. Like, I think
pictures. I saw him at the club. Yeah, right. I'm about to send this to you right quick. Yeah,
all that kind of stuff. Like I think.
Thank you, Jeremy, because Gabbie's trying to just downplay, and she should know better because she's been around me all like she knows how.
In that regard, like I understand that, like and having that, and I think like if both people are on the same page with that, then that's when that would come up.
It would be a no-brainer for your husband or your wife.
It goes back to what I said with communication. You
definitely have to communicate, right? You know that, right?
This is who this person is in my life.
This person is consistent every day.
No, I agree.
Now, if you had been in a relationship day one, you seen her that first day. Oh, hey, this is Jeremy. Hey, this is cute. Yes. And the next thing, you don't see her for a month, 2 months go by, then like 3 months go by, and it's like, hey, let's get up, let's do something.
Something up.
Right. All day?
No. And then you do something else, it's like, best friend. It's just like...
No, I'm talking about real best friends.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like when you got somebody that's really there for you and been there for you emotionally, all that kind of stuff, like that really have that bond, like something more like a brother sister kind of a relationship. Yeah, and that's when you're talking about that kind of stuff. But like,
and it goes both ways because I'm sure my best friend's husband would look at me. He considers me a sister, you know. And he would encourage her to come to me if she needed to. Not ever would he like, oh no, you know, we do have, you know, guys. Yeah. It is different, and I don't know if you guys are still young, so you may not have gotten that kind of best friend yet, but I'm just saying those are just things to think about. You know, as you're growing and you're maturing.
I think that's a dime a dozen.
Well, I know for like me and Eddie, like we're still long distance, so I know like certain times if certain people call him, I'm like, okay, no, you're not hanging up the phone with me. But I mean, if he's one of his best friends, I don't even argue. Right? Yeah, go ahead and talk to him because I know. So
right.
And it's true. You're going to be moving here soon, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to be the one to relocate here. Hopefully, if everything goes through prayerfully, you know, you'll be the one to relocate here. So let's just move into relocating. Let's talk about, you know, dating and then moving into with one another. Is that something? Eddie and I talked about this briefly as well. and I thought it was so cute because I was like, my kids would not ever listen to me like that. I was just like, no, he's the sweetest little. He's the sweetest.
So what you trying to say?
I'm just saying my mom. I was like, oh my goodness, my kids would not be like my mom. She's like, well, we're moving that.
So like that was a little bit of shade.
It wasn't shady. It was just keeping it real.
Palm tree.
That was a legit palm tree on our